Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with a very weird match. I was told I should record this one despite it being a 2v1, as you might already have noticed if you were looking down the minimap or just here around the players. We have a 2v1 on Alliance of Defiance with Muru playing alone as Royal Tank Regiment with hammer specialization for the Commonwealth against BH-18's Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. And MJP as Fallschirmjäger-Division for the Wehrmacht. This is gonna be fascinating. I did not expect to see a 2v1, so let's see how this will turn out. Now, 2v1s is definitely something I would normally not cast, but I was told I really should watch this one, so here we are. A little bit of an intriguing one, I'd say. So we just have a basic rifle section that's coming out at the moment. I'm just trying to survive the heat at the moment in Europe, because in Denmark it is unbearable at the moment. Like, completely unbearable. The heat is so bad. We might actually reach the record this year if it keeps going like this. Oh, triple Osthoben out here for BH-18. I completely missed that. So, BH-18 is not going for Grenadiers or Volksgrenadiers, they're just going for Eastern Europeans that has been conscripted to fight for the Germans. Let's see how that turns out for them. And we'll just the basic Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers and Northwoods for the Fallschirmjägers. Now, Muru has a lot of ground to cover because they're just one player on their side. They have a lot more to work with technically. Oh well. They have a lot more ground to cover, I think is the proper way to say it. Because here's the thing. Comet Mthis does not take account for you being alone on your team. So Muru is just playing with a handicap really, by being alone, and basically the Germans gonna have double resources and double units against them. So Muru is gonna have to fight really hard here to make this out. Again, they are playing as the British and up against two German commanders that don't really get a lot of armor options. Well, Ostdivision does get the Elephant, so that could deal with armor later on. But currently Muru is just trying to hold on here against the Ostdivision. Lots of rifles point out here. The Brits have to pull back briefly because machine guns coming onto the field here. Rifle section engaging with the Fallschirmjäger Division's troops up here. Just some normal grenadiers at the moment, which I think can actually match the rifle sections almost in long-range combat, depending on the dice roll. The Volksgrenadiers can always move up to provide extra firepower if needed. I have to say, but the Germans are pushing up across most of the front. We're just gonna have a hard time holding on here.
Machine gun crew awaiting orders.
But if Muru plays well, they might be able to put on a show anyway. Let's see, we have one Vickers coming to the southern flank here, getting up behind these bricks by the looks of it. Bunch of building bricks. Vickers will certainly help. Second Vickers are already on the field as well. Hoping to help hold down the other part of the front line. Oh, they're relocating it. Not sure that's... Oh! When he tried to flank, but the Vickers came in place when they managed to hold them off. Vickers opening fire into Osthoben. Osthoben not considered poor infantry, so they'll probably get suppressed fast, as we can see. There's a recon squad present as well, but they're not being able to hold fire. Which is going to be a problem, because they're going to reveal themselves shortly. There they go, they just revealed themselves. Vickers up here mowing down these Volksgrenadiers. No grenade goes off. Good job on that Vickers. But it has to pull back after that, evidently. We're just pushing up very far here. And that Alpha is basically dead. There's no way they're getting out of there. Indy 4-2 moving up, but that's going to get right into the British line of fire. Brits are not giving it any time to get into a better position. As they get inside this shed here. With this large smokestack, this is some kind of industrial place. Grenade going out here. Instant grenades. And grenade here from the rifle section. Machine gun is alive though. And once the start opens fire, that could be a problem. Well, it's not firing for some reason. Not sure why it's not firing. Might that building be bugged or something? I have no idea. Regardless, the Germans are also digging in the northern flank. Let's see, Vickers still holding on out here. It's going to be hard for the Germans to pull them out. Universal carrier arriving. It's going to help to provide the Brits a little bit of a mobile reinforcement and just some firepower. Because you can actually reinforce from the universal carrier, by the way. You just need to be in friendly territory and stand still with it. MP40s on the Luftwaffe Volksgrenadiers moving up. Trying to secure some territory. Muro has to work really hard here being alone.
We're trying to overrun our HQ.
Because K position can cover it somewhat. Not the best though, because they are not preventing them from capturing the point. Smoke grenade going out as well. Vegas prevented the Ostrom from building up a fuel cache. Universal carrier also present. ND42 quickly rushing up here behind the sandbags. They might get suppressed though, I think. Yeah, they've been suppressed. But I think it's going to allow the British to win out this engagement. It's ready to armor piercing incendiary. Try and deal with this universal carrier. Oh, you need Panzer phase 1 for the Panzerbüchse. No. The Badladung in the way, which is not going to do much. Too far away. Double Vickers on the MG42. Jägers on the field now, armed with Gewehr 43s. A good medium range combat infantry available to Luftwaffe. Made up of Luftwaffe personnel. Mills bomb on the MG42. Gonna be the end of that. Oh, it actually survived, but now it's dead. Now it's dead. Oh, being mowed down by the Vickers up here. All the mobile machine guns are really working out here for the British. Most of them have been suppressed and pinned as well. There's not much they can do apart from get out of there at that point. But the Luftwaffe is securing more ground up here. I think that's a dead Volksgrenadier. Yeah. They're not gonna get out of there unless they throw a smoke grenade. Oh, will they? Ah, they will. They're out of range.
Orders coming in.
Vickers driving up here very aggressively.
Ready to roll. Cherry infantry fire.
Using armor piercing bullets. I can help them deal with that over Blitz. And there we go, they decrew it. Very good job there by the Universal Carrier. Overall, just very good uses of the Universal Carrier. I rarely see people use it that much.
Orders are ready to be issued for a raiding operation.
Smoke grenades going out here from the Grenadiers as they push up. Fighting is pulling up behind. They're trying to get close enough, but more British troops are moving up to intercept.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
The Badladung going out here. Actually, pretty good throw.
Infantry firing.
Killing most of the machine gun team. Universal Carrier trying to get some shots in here, but it has to reload. More Ostrom being suppressed. Some British infantry are trying to push up here, but the Germans are keeping them back with an MG42. Manned by some Luftwaffe personnel. Fallschirmjägers on the field here being equipped with full FT-42s. Gonna make them one of the most lethal squads in the game from cover to cover fighting. Or just anything, infantry to infantry fighting in all honesty. The FT-42 is just that potent. Meanwhile, we have more of the Jägers moving up with the MP40s. Blitz has been recruited and being repaired. Grenadiers coming out now for the Ostdivision. Mortar as well to supplement. Kampfkraft center going up for both Germans and take up as well. Which is surprisingly hold more of the map at the moment. Not sure how long that'll last though with the Fallschirmjägers around. As they're already pushing up here with the FTs. And there's Jägers nearby to cover the flank. They probably want to get veterans so they can get a Panzerstreck, I imagine. Moving up here with a Panzerfaust, that's a dead Universal Carrier. Yep. Yeah, then Vickers is not covering it. There's not a Vickers here to cover the other Vickers. That could be a problem. Rifle section moving up here. Looks like the Germans are getting some territory now to work with. Even laying mines. Ooh, cover here from the Sappers are gonna allow them to get some good shots in, but they're moving around. But Germans managed to get the point here. Jägers pulling back afterwards. Rakettenwerfer also, no, that's not a Rakettenwerfer, that's the 6-pounder, 3, what's it called? 6-pounder, yeah, that's what it was called, 6-pounder. I'm not stupid, I swear. It's just the heat they're getting to me. I'm suffering from malaise from the heat. Drink some more liquid here. I hope you're all surviving the heat if you're in Europe, because the heat wave here is kind of ridiculous at the moment. That's the FT-42 opening fire here. Over long range, they have to pull back. Don't want to get suppressed. That's how we limit the firepower of the elite squads. More German tech going on. We might see some light vehicles soon. Luftwaffe troops having a long-range firefight with FT-42s here. Vegas gonna set up though. But they're trying to kill the Vegas, but a little bit too late, I think. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, they have to pull back there. We do have another MG-42 here, but it has to get to a good position. Just out of range of the Vickers, that's good. Oh, then some Grenadiers as well coming up. Black position as well. Left rate. Yeah, Sappers have to pull back there. Moscow is preparing to make a move. Looks like the British fell back here. Black position now up. It's going to make it very hard for the British to move up on that side. Unless they get a vehicle, obviously. And they are getting a Valentine tank. Which could be what they need here. Handcuff Cinder's abilities being utilized to increase the veterancy of the infantry. Probably a good idea staying in veteran troops immediately. Also means any new Fallschirmjägers they get will start at veterancy 1, which is a pretty big deal, I think. Probably one of the more potent buildings that the Germans have access to.
Squad, ready to move.
An MP40 armed Fallschirmjägers are moving around. Valentine tank now in the field. Let's see what Muro can do with this, because Muro is going to have to work really hard to get anything out of this in the 2v1. I managed to 2v2 at the start. I'm in 2v1. And I am a little bit dizzy in the head because of all the heat. I don't work well in this kind of heat, I'm afraid. I don't think a lot of people in Scandinavia do. Before opening fire, but there's lack of AT equipment. Pioneers are throwing a Baldeladung in the way.
Go ahead. Ready for orders.
Valentine is not care, it keeps driving ahead. Grenadiers do have Panzerfaust though. But as long as they can just suppress and keep them at range, then Valentine should do decently. High explosive shell loaded.
Loud and clear.
I think. No? Not sure what happened there, but now the Grenadiers are close enough to a Panzerfaust.
Panzer's targeted.
Valentine down. Ooh, it's not looking good for Muro. Not looking good at all. What the hell happened for Muro to agree to this? Ooh, that sucks. Can reach the chat over here in the side. More Ostruppen preparing to move out. The two are coming onto the field. Yeah, it's already becoming a 2-2-2 because they have the upgrade here. Like, currently it says 2-1, but it is a 2-2-2 with the auto cannon, I believe. So they have the airdrop coming over the field with supplies for the Luftwaffe. Probably going to be a pack and some other equipment. Let's have a look. MG-42 and a Raketenwerfer, pretty nice. We have lots of Ostruppen pushing up here. With some Grenadiers as well into the trenches. British is certainly going to have to work hard. Ah! We have to CBH getting a trench magazine for the Ostruppen. An upgrade I don't understand why people don't get, because it doesn't take out a weapon slot. It's just overall better for them because it means they can fire 20 rounds before they have to reload their Kar-98. Which is honestly pretty good for them. And being able to fire your bolt actions for much longer without reloading is actually a big deal, I think. Especially because it doesn't take a weapon slot, and it's also fairly cheap. 20 munitions. 2 coming up here, there's a lack of British equipment. Do have anti-tank rifle grades though. This thing does have Radpanzer, however. So it does survive one of them, but 80 gonna get a shot on the side. That's a dead 2-2-2. The British are still holding on here, doing some cover clearing. Give the Vickers some more sights. And despite being in cover, they are considered very poor infantry, so they do get suppressed on a continuous heavy machine gun fire. They have to pull back a bit. At least they're not getting pinned immediately. While they're in cover, at least. But they are suppressed and they actually managed to get up in time. Now they're being shut up again. So they're being called by the Lieutenant. They want to try and take out that Vickers position. Ooh, Ostruppen mode down. Artillery landing now. Muro is setting up a system of 8 stations along the front line so they can reinforce. Artillery didn't do much, but then again, they did force the British to move at least. We also have a captain on the field here, arriving to oversee the combat zone for king and country. Boarding Comet set up here by the Luftwaffe to reinforce and operate from. We have another 222 arriving, but the AT gun is still operational. This might be a dead 222. Oh, one shot and it's almost dead. And 6-pounder fires fast, killing it. Pillbox is being established in the center though. But yes, keep the British at bay for now. I am wondering how the hell Muru is gonna keep this fight going being alone like this, but they might surprise me. Vic is setting up here and opening fire. Putting a lot of fire on these grenadiers. They are behind heavy cover though, so they will last for a while. Even firing a grenade. Like you can see how long they were lasting without the need to without being suppressed, despite being in heavy cover. They also got suppressed way faster than the grenadiers did. Which kind of shows their skill level. Smoke grenades going on the southern flank. So the Luftwaffe might prepare to push with their Fallschirmjägers. Or wait for the smoke to clear now that they're in position. Grenadiers pushing up here. We're getting up behind some cover at least, or into some cover. And now the cover cleared the Fallschirmjägers mowed down a captain in seconds. With the FT-42s and the squad leader with a Sturmgewehr. Overall, as I've said, the Fallschirmjägers with FT-42s are really freaking lethal. They're expensive though, you have to invest a lot in one squad. Fallschirmjägers are just overall some of the best infantry the Germans have access to. We also have a light machine MT-42 team here, which is also a thing the Luftwaffe can get. They can get some more unique squads from their camp. Basically serving as a mobile MT-42. So this squad has 2 MT-42s with them actually. Serving as a mobile suppression team. Able to move around quickly too, thanks to the endurance training. Although that only takes into account when they're out of combat, so always remember that. They are being shot to pieces now by the British though, forcing the Luftwaffe back briefly. They also are considered infantry, they are considered support units, so you need to upgrade this to get support veterancy for them. Artillery being calling by the Lieutenant again. Also one MG42 was dropped on the ground. I think a Lieutenant could probably rush up to grab that. That could be a very useful weapon. Also smoke landing. British still holding on here. No push in the other flanks, but the British are taking in with an emplacement. Vickers opening fire on the Germans again. We also have a mortar here for the Commonwealth. So it's just going to be the 2-inch mortar, so the very small cheap one. Which you should not underestimate, by the way. I noticed the cheap mortar is actually pretty useful in certain situations. And good rifle grenade. Actually, instant grenade. My bad. Instant grenade. Actually, the problem is the impact. Oh, the Germans are suffering heavy. Oh my god! That 2-inch mortar did a lot of damage, but it's not really showing it got any kills because of it. That's huge. Kill 2 squads in cover, basically. Vick is still around as well. More Fallschirmjägers into the southern flank here. More FT-42 sending out. MT-42 grabbed off the ground here by the Grenadiers. But the Vickers is mowing them down. And we're gonna have to squad and the MT-42s on the ground again. Fallschirmjägers are still being equipped with the FTs. Probably dropping inside the building when they can afterwards. Pillbox has been equipped with an MT-42 up here. Gonna make it very hard for the British to move up with infantry. Germans may not hold the fuel, but they have denied it to the British down here, so Muru is still very much on the back foot. The MT-42 will also keep an eye on it. Instant smoke grenade though. The British are gonna try and take it despite mortar shells as well. I don't think they're gonna be able to take it in time before the smoke clears. And once it does, they're gonna get mowed down in seconds. That is my prediction. More mortar is opening fire though, and artillery coming in from the Lieutenant as well. Oh, smoke shells, very smart. Some smoke from the FT, and yeah, smoke clears. Brits are pulling back. Fallschirmjäger's going on the flank here, because you can flank around this little side of the industrial complex. I think it's an industrial complex anyway. Of some kind. Aid station almost destroyed. And big Fallschirmjäger assault here with some grenadier support. The Germans sending all the elite infantry down here. Lots of FGs. And even the MD42 team. Only one MD42 now because they dropped one of them. Needs to be veterans to get an MD42 with 100 rounds actually. Or even an MG15, which I don't think I can actually grab because they are kind of bugged. I have a current machine gun on them. Pretty awkward stuff. Jones tried to push up here, but the Vickers K managed to go down these Jaegers. Ooh, British are still holding on though. The British are playing Royal Tanks. If they can get some kind of armor before the Germans can, they might actually save them. Jones pushing with another machine gun. Before sitting up behind the stone wall. Well, the light mortar is doing its best with some smoke shells. Doing a pretty decent job, all things considered. We also have the MG42 team down here. We're gonna shots in on the Vickers, but I don't think it'll be enough to suppress them with only one MG42 like that. Yeah, Vickers opening fire and most of them down. You get out through the smoke. So lucky for them. Artillery being called in. Lots of fighting over this little industrial complex. Ostwind coming in here for the Luftwaffe. You can actually get it from the one tier down if you're playing as Luftwaffe, which is a pretty big deal. It's also fairly cheap, but it is an Ostwind. So it's not going to deal with any tanks, basically. That's not its point. It's meant to deal with air, but it does surprisingly well against the light vehicles and infantry as well. Because it does fire 3.7mm flak. We have a half-track coming out here for the British. It's going to be a normal carrier. Not sure that's going to be the most efficient, but we'll see. Instrument grenade going out. Good impact grenade there, killing the team of the MD42, but the Germans can just reman it. And they do with the grenadier. They can even reinforce from here. Ah, because they have an Oberblitz back here with the improved reinforce range. Increases the range up to 30 meters. Which actually is a very big deal. I've actually begun making use of that in some small test games I did with some friends. Nothing special though. Like that's why you're not seeing those matches. Thompson's being handed out here to the Dragoons. One of the unique units available to Royal Tank. Very good assault infantry. The Prince's own Hussars. Ooh, that smoke grenade did not really do far. It hit that silo. That's not really gonna help them that much. They do have an 8, you're gonna try and hit for the pillbox, but it's just in the ground. Pioneers moving around the side here. But simply pushing up MG42 is gonna rip into them. Ostwind arriving here. Which I don't think the British are prepared for, but they do have AT guns somewhere. Silo goes up in smoke there. Exploding from something. After gonna side with his 50 caliber will mow straight through these pioneers. Oh, the 50 caliber is missing sometimes, but it is killing a model every burst by looks of it. Yep, every burst is killing one model by looks of it. Good old 50 caliber. Pretty big machine gun. And that time it didn't kill him. 6-pounder sitting up here. It could actually deal with the Ostwind pretty reliably. Ostwind does not have a lot of armor because it's a... Look at it, like, that's not a very thick turret. A high enough caliber shell would just go straight through that upper section. And again, it's not really supposed to be in the front line, this thing. Not direct front line anyway. That's not what it was designed for. It'll be cool to see the vehicle window in a Comet Heroes 3 at least. Vehicle window's cool. And the Ostwind is providing some good fire support with his flak at the moment. At least towards dealing with the enemy infantry. Fallschirmjäger pushing up there trying to kill the crew of the AT gun. But I don't think that's going to work at the moment. Yeah, they got suppressed. Ooh, 18 rifle there on the half track. Hitting the engine, but it's still going to be able to drive. 80 gun gone. That could actually allow the Austin to drive up. The British are, however, getting more infantry up.
What's next then?
Engine completely destroyed now on the half track. One more shot from this AT rifle should destroy it. There it goes. Panzer IV gonna arrive here for the Ostdivision as well. More Fallschirmjägers coming for the Fallschirmjägers. What a surprise. Oh, I need some more liquid. Holy shit. You have no idea how much I'm sweating with this heat. Double brain gun opening fire. That's actually a lot of firepower in one small area there, but if they get hit by something big, they're just gonna die. Germans are doing pretty good at long range here though, surprisingly. Half track coming out here for the Ostdivision as well. Panzer IV moving up here, being equipped with an MG on top. Gonna definitely help their firepower. And well, I'm not sure what the Luftwaffe is doing, but just having machine guns, Raketenwerfers up here. We'll even send some Dragoons to try and resecure that point. Honestly though, I'm not sure what the plan is for the British. Let's see, the Panzer IV will definitely be a problem for the British at the moment, I feel. They do have 180 gun back there. Let's see if the 6-pounder can do anything. Oh yeah, penetration! Dazing the crew. How explosive loaded though. Oh, destroying the machine gun in one shot. Double 80 gun moving down here quick. The armor of the Panzer IV is saving it. Oh, another daze! One more penetration, it's dead. Looks like it manages to back off though. That's lucky. Because of the half track now arriving. I also get the 30-meter upgrade by the way, but you need to get to veteran to 2. It also stop with machine guns on it, so the half track can actually defend itself. Even cover its own rear, which is pretty handy. Fallschirmjägers are pushing up aggressively here. Already securing more terrain for the Germans. Other grenadiers also on the move. Double Bren carrier coming up here. Oh, universal. Not universal carrier. Bren gun is what I mean. I can really feel my narration is worse because of the heat. I hope you'll all excuse me because of it. I'm just not operating that well when it's this warm. Those Fallschirmjägers are getting shot up pretty badly though. Oh yeah, they get mowed down. Because on the side and double Bren gun here, that's a lot of firepower. Bren gun is actually really accurate by the way. It was actually an issue with it. It was a little bit too accurate. So it actually wasn't that suppressive. Because with a suppression weapon you want to just have a fuselage of firepower everywhere so the enemy doesn't know where to go. Whereas because it was so accurate, you really couldn't suppress that well with it. But this Vickers is pretty good, and
We have lost a squad.
looks like another Fallschirmjäger went down though. Not sure what this half track is doing, showing its ass like that. There's now 280 guns nearby. At least it's not in range yet. Austin moving up, probably not the best choice against 6-pounders, but I never know. Could do a decent job, I guess, depending on things. They keep using their Russian AT rifle because they are playing Ostdivision, which means they can get some Russian equipment. In case you were wondering. You have to get a lot of Russian equipment if you're playing as Ostdivision. The PTRD is just one of them. I'm not sure how much the Germans used Russian equipment on the Western Front though, so I'm not sure that makes a lot of sense on the Western Front battles for them to use those kind of equipment, but who knows. Biggest getting shots here on the more Fallschirmjägers. But the British are still losing ground slowly. Germans keep pushing up bit by bit with some Osttruppen just prodding at the front lines. We also have some grenadiers pushing up here. Using a rifle grenade. Pretty decent, dude. There's some damage, but they didn't get any kills. Half track backing that ass up. Another Fallschirmjäger squad dead. No, they actually retreated. Never mind. Ooh, good penetration on the Panzer 4H there. Those 6-pounders doing a pretty decent job. One more penetration and that thing might actually die, but it pulls back in time. Haptech still around here to back that ass up. Deciding to show his front instead. MD4 just straighting through the Vickers team. And Muru really is just fighting the hardest they can at the moment, I think. We also have some assault brigades out here, and another unique unit available too, Royal Tank. Basically combat engineers that are really good at assaulting fortified positions. Throwing a Mills bomb there. Oh, should not run into the Mills bomb! Yeah, that probably backfired because of that. Mthis now getting shots in. Half-track did go down though. Artillery called in. Looks like the combat engineers did get killed. The assault brigade, that is. The dragoons are pushing up here with their Thompsons, doing a pretty good job. We're securing this point for the Commonwealth. So it's actually a cutoff point. They need that to actually get their munitions. So yeah, the British are working with a lot of... the British are working with a very big resource... No, never mind. I don't have a resource deficit. Look at their manpower. Muru, holy shit, how do you have that much manpower? I guess it's just haven't taken that many losses. Also lost his gunner. That's basically gonna be it dead. That's an AT going on it. But the British are getting their munitions again. They're just lacking in fuel at the moment. Which is not something you want to have as an issue if you're playing as a tank commander, by the way. You need to have your fuel. Panzer F1 coming onto the field as well for the Ostdivision. Let's see if the... Well, Fallschirmjäger is not getting any armor yet, but they are getting upgraded Panzer Tacticians. Okay. Giving them all smoke grenades out the gate. Here's the Panzer F1 arriving. Being upgraded with barrage. Okay, so it's going to serve as a small artillery piece. I think, if that upgrade even works. Captain on the field again here for the British Commonwealth. Trying to keep these pioneers at bay. As the pioneers try to rush that AT gun, but didn't really work out. Yeah, 4 encampment falls, she makes a 300. No, it says 360 here. He might be looking at the Jägers. Jägers are 300. He's certainly looking at the Jägers, not the Fallschirmjägers. Big difference. Oh, the light MG40. Yeah, that also works. Makes sense. British are fortifying around these points though, because they need this to hold on. But can they hold on long enough is the question, because they are really behind fuel-wise. And the fuel gap is just going to get wider and wider. Like, even the Fallschirmjäger is actually on fuel cap at the moment. It's not getting any tanks. Brits on the flank here, but they have more units covering it. AT guns getting some decent shots in though. Another Mills bomb going out on this Lieutenant. Decent Mills bomb. And more AT guns still around here for the Commonwealth. And Captain is ensuring that the British troops are fighting as best they can. At least I think so. 25% faster reload on brute weapons. That's actually a pretty big deal. That Captain is really boosting the fire rate of those 6-pounders. Very good job, Cap. But yeah, Captain's gonna do his thing. Vickers setting up as well. We also have the mortar. It needs to get behind here, I think. Probably a very good spot for the light mortar. Over Blitz goes down as well there. And fuel airdrop in the base, which all allied tank commanders do get. So Muru's not out of it yet. They just waste the... Well, not really waste it, but they spend their munitions on it. And we are going to see a Comet. Okay. Muru is actually going to get a Comet. Big artillery strike there from the British, though, to cover the advance. Captain is actually leading the way. Pretty brave of him. The F1 has to pull back. So the Brits actually got an opening here. So good job from the Commonwealth. They do have a new camp here for the Fallschirmjägers, and they even got a veterans free Fallschirmjäger out the gate. Probably thanks to the Kampfkraft Center. Yep. So from that camp, they can now get veterans to free fire Jägers immediately. Getting an MG42 100 rounds and FD42s with scopes. That's gonna make the exceptionally lethal at long range. They're good just holding their ground, basically. One guy is stuck behind cover, though, due to how the cover is destroyed. Can I take out that Vickers, though? I think not. Yeah, they got suppressed immediately because one was out cover. Two was out of cover by the looks of it, actually. So the fast Vickers pull back, but they're just getting shot as they try. Need to get behind this tank. They're not getting behind the tank, though. Oh yeah, the fast Vickers just gonna get mowed down out in the open here. Double Vickers, well, not be a double Vickers, but just lots of British infantry supporting one another. Yeah, F1 taking a surprising amount of shots and surviving. Another fast Vickers got down. Yes, the Comet, though, has the very unique thing of toggling between normal armor piercing and APDS, that's what it's called. Saber rounds, that's the more common thing. Loading a high explosive shell here. The Comet is actually surprisingly good, I believe, after it got its buff. That's the high armor, I should think, but the fact it can just switch to Saber rounds as its main shots is pretty good against dealing with enemy tanks, in all honesty. But that's a lot of extra penetration that he just gets. They can somewhat brawl effectively with certain German vehicles, but the Saber round does do reduce damage. Remember that. Because the shell might penetrate, but I believe the hole is less, and there's not as much explosive filler. If you want it in War Thunder terms, I guess. It doesn't do as much damage after it's penetrated, but just penetrating a tank is a pretty big deal, I'd say. Water shells going out here. Looks like it's just smoke for the center. Problem is, the center is booby-trapped. I'm not sure the British know that. Moving up here first of all. But they are to the flak, but this wreck of the 222 is actually protecting them. Well, not anymore. Comet's doing his best here with his machine guns. Two big machine guns on this thing. What's with the machine guns on the British tanks called? I think they're called Bessers? Can I actually see that? Yeah, Bessers. Oh, Vickers case. One of them anyway. Just a comment. Yeah, 77. Yeah, it's a Besser machine gun. Okay. I must be trying to remember what the British armored machine guns are, but they are called Bessers. Not sure any specific details on the Besser, but this has a very unique sound and look. You consider like the mantle on the British machine guns on the tanks. It's a very unique look it has.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Fashmega securing the point here again. Captain falling back because of it. And all these AT guns are gonna be without defenses. Well, oh, good shot from the mortar. And that's actually gonna coax the Fashmegas to fall back again. Comet's still driving around. The problem with using the Comet here is that the Germans are not really picking any commanders that are armor heavy. But still, the Comet is a Comet. I think actually a Churchill would be a very good choice. Oh, someone needs to take that medicine. That's not actually good. Especially in the middle of a combat like this. That actually might mean we have a lull in the fighting. Which is a little bit awkward. Just as the artillery strikes begin. Hopefully Muru can take that medicine pretty fast. I was a little bit dubious why this replay was sent in, but I was just told to watch it, so I suppose I am. Oh, that was quick. Good. Muru didn't have to take that long to do it. Order half-tracker here for the Ostdivision. More Fallschirmjägers arriving for the Fallschirmjägers as well.
Resupply by air is now available, Commander.
House is just being very silent at the moment. So they actually cancelled the artillery strike briefly. Comet's ready to move. Second Comet coming up as well. I think because the enemies they're fighting, I do think a Churchill would be a wise move. That's just my opinion, however. Needs to take a... Actually, it doesn't have a machine gun at the moment. The pillbox has been damaged so much. Do you remember pillboxes and bunkers now lose their machine guns if they were below a certain amount of health?
Comet tank ready and waiting.
Comet misses. He already said he was back.
Heavy tank awaiting orders.
And they don't really have sight on it. There you go. That's the pillbox down. The problem is there's a booby trap here. And these guys don't have a minesweeper! Ouch.
You now have a new Comet tank.
And that's why you need minesweepers if you push into a command that can get booby traps. Very good shots too, that's a dead sapper. Now the Fallschirmjägers push up. Panzer F1 on the field as well, here moving. I'm not sure what much they can do against the Comet.
Enemy infantry firing on us.
88 is being set up though, which will certainly stop a Comet.
Ready to motor.
Shoot straight through it basically. Explosive kills the Fallschirmjäger. Moose doing a good job despite being stuck alone here against two German players. Second Comet on the field here.
Ready for
Two Comets working together is actually a pretty potent combination, by the way. I also think there's no limit on Comets anymore. Yep, Comets no longer have a limit, which is also a huge change. So if you like play a commando that gets the Comets, you can really do a lot more with them. You're not limited to two. You can wipe that smirk off the German Panzer commander's face sometimes when they are not prepared for Sabo rounds, hitting them constantly. Captain at the full back, but he did grab that MT-42 with 100 rounds, which will certainly help. Here's your trophy for the wife back home when he win and if he gets home. Ooh, 88 did not penetrate the Comet this time. What's the range of that 88? Ooh, just out of range this time. None of 80 in the southern flank. High explosive from the Comet almost killed the Fallschirmjäger. 88 doesn't penetrate this time again. The Comet is pretty decent armor-wise at long range, but it is still an 88, and you want to avoid direct combat with an 88 if you're a tank. Missed with the final shot there. More British infantry pushing up. So some British recon infantry. A Red K team. Ooh, that it's really being a brave Comet right there. I think if it actually is ordered to fire, the 88 could actually hit the Comet here. We do have a Sexton coming out though to try and deal with the 88s, I imagine. Smoke on the southern flank allowing the British to retake it. Incendiary shell up here hitting some of the British, but not doing a lot of damage yet. Oh, they're actually still dying here by being that close to the fire. Oh, and that was one good penetrating shot. One penetrating shot from the 88 is all it takes.
My lord, a tank's been lost.
We are receiving new orders. Ready to move.
Meanwhile, the Fallschirmjägers are still scattered around here.
Panzer IV is ready for
And
battle.
another Panzer IV arriving.
Artillery ready.
And the artillery is still firing somewhere. I'm not sure where at the moment. Probably around here. Just a guess. Nope. Or unless that overshot, because that was a really big overshot if it was. Fallschirmjägers being shot down here. All the Vickers are just doing a good job here for the British, I mean. Maru's doing pretty decent despite everything. Like, I certainly wouldn't be able to do what Maru is doing here against two players. Then again, the Germans are really pressuring on the northern flank, so Maru's having a little bit easy by not having to focus on defending up there yet. But if the Germans got a tank to push up there, that could actually be a threat. Texan doing a pretty decent job here, getting some good shots in.
Armor ready to move. Where do you want this Comet?
And because K positions also make it hard for the German infantry to push up. By just using a lot of firepower. Oh yeah, howitzers flying around here, I was right.
Ready. All ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Where's the Red K team? It's down here, but it needs to get into stealth. There we go, it's hiding now. Once it gets closer, it can actually scout out the enemy. We also have a Hauptmann here for the Wehrmacht. He pulls back briefly after the artillery strikes.
Comet ready to move out.
Comet is still around and very important. Second Sexton coming out to the... Oh! Fallschirmjäger's got killed by a single shot from the Sexton right there. Pretty big deal.
At your service, Alfie.
More smoke shields landing. And more artillery strikes as well. Comet didn't penetrate the H this time. More smoke shields so the British can secure some ground. Comet does have to be a little bit cautious though. Never know if they want to set up another 88. Fallschirmjäger Leutnant pushing out here, or Luftwaffe Leutnant rather. Not sure what his plan is. He's hiding back here now. Shot from this Panzer 4H. Comet misses. Second H pushing up to get a shot in. Penetrates the Comet. That's gonna force the Comet back. The Comet is pretty fast though. Also remember that the Comet is actually known for its speed, which is probably also why it's named the Comet or something, I don't know. I'm not good on the British naming conventions. Or why they even decided to call the Comet. But the Panzer IVs definitely needing some repairs here. So does the Comet.
Where do you want this Comet?
I mean, they could make a repair team there to use on it. Sexton's opening fire, however. Artillery going here from the Luftwaffe Leutnant. Doing some decent stuff, but not enough. Like a team got spotted. There's also a German Alf clan nearby. Now the Germans get some more precise artillery in. Remember, if you actually have spotted a target, it actually becomes easier for the artillery to hit. Well, more accurate is probably the right term, actually. Now the Sexton here. Just continues having an artillery fight now. Trying to deal with the German artillery. Now the Vertical pushing into the center here. Using breakthrough as well. They can decapture the point pretty fast. The British actually is going to have a little bit more resource income than the Germans, but the Germans have 2 players, so they actually have double resources, basically, when you think about it. Texans are doing their best, though. Comet is almost repaired. Princess Own Dragoon. Oh, a building away! Well, the silo exploded, I matter. And the grades are still getting stuck to it if it was still there. That's one of the issues with like the silos on some maps, I find. Meanwhile, the Vickers are doing a pretty damn good job as always. Luftwaffe officer with some grenadier support here. Oh, is that an MG42? Oh yeah, the Dragoons found an MG42 on the ground, okay. That's a lot of firepower for the squad. Artillery being called in here by the Lieutenants. Double Lieutenant, actually. Probably should not consider being there for long. The artillery strikes are probably helping somewhat. And more Fallschirmjägers pushing up, but they get suppressed. Oh, and there's also the Vickers here still. And this Vickers is doing a great job. Almost dying here though. They managed to recruit it. And they have to pull back. Comet has to decide very much to push now. So they might actually consider pushing to the north now. Just because all the fighting has been down in the industrial area and the central trench network.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Yeah, looks like the British are going to do a northern push, but there's several machine guns here. And a Raketenwerfer. The British do have to be cautious just to push up. You know, the Germans pushing up with their Fallschirmjägers down here. Gewehr 43 is handed out to the Fallschirmjägers. Not the upgrade you usually see for them, but I don't think it's a bad one. I just think the FT-42s are just always superior because the FT-42 is an FT-42. It's just such a powerful gun. Try to push up here, they get suppressed by the big SK. Goes with the 25th Panzer Grenadiers here. Big Panzer Grenadier available to Ostdivision here. Can get some very good equipment in all honesty. 80 guns opening fire on the Panzer 4H. Sextons have to pull back because it took a hit there. Engine damage. Ooh, I don't think the Brits can come out of this one unless this Comet gets some work done. Ooh, can I get a shot from this angle though? Trying to get around where he can actually get a shot in, but then there will also be range of the Panzer 4H. Oh, critical hit immediately. But takes out the load on one shot there. It's going over the building.
Crew are, I'm afraid, quite dead.
Yeah, Muru is just starting to take losses now. Third Comet rather arriving. There was only one Comet that was lost. F1 being used as a light infantry artillery piece, which is surprisingly useful of it actually. Oh, good grenade there, but the Falchion Meg is still alive. Explosion from the Comet kills one of the 25th.
Infantry is dying. All ready to go.
Or 25th arriving here being equipped with a Panzerschreck. But I don't think it's gonna help. Well, I don't think Muru is gonna be able to hold even with the other Comet now. We'll have to see. F1 is doing a pretty decent job in infantry support here. 25th are just being a distraction, as you would expect of them. They are getting their better Panzerschreck. It actually almost hit the Comet from there. The improved Panzerschreck has so much more range. There's two Comets now. Panzerschreck's gonna take aim. Misses and hit towards an infantry squad. Oh, they take a shot. Miss. Yeah, firing it over long range. More British troops move up here. Unloading with their automatic weaponry. Now being suppressed. Ooh, F1 took a shot there. And 25th Panzer Grenadiers did go down. Ooh, H decrewed there by a shot from the Comet. Oh, and that's the F1 down now to the Comet. Second Comet is also nearby. And straight on the Panzer, not Panzer, Falchion Jägers here. But it's very hard to do long range shots with the Panzerschreck. And now they actually pin, so they can't do much, they have to just retreat. Maybe the Sexton is in the northern flank now to soften them up. Comets are still creeping up slowly. And that's another H down. Get into 2 Comet now. Gonna make it a lot more lethal. Overall, the Comet's lethality will just increase with its veterancy. By some pretty high amounts sometimes. Oh, looks like they're trying to scavenge the still crewable Panzer 4H, which is gonna give them some resources to work with, and deny it to the British. And there we go, 45 fuel, not bad. We're really trying to get out of there. Our Comets are slowly creeping up. Experts kills the machine gun team. Booby Trap is present here, the British don't know that. Ooh, good shot from the light field gun here. Probably used the heat shell. Honestly, the light field guns have actually proven to be quite good. I found out that people started using them. In fact, they also have the heat shell. It's actually a big deal because they can actually effectively fight off some tanks, or at least weaken them a lot. Because that heat shell has a very high penetration chance, I found. It's actually not a heat shell, it's actually a hollow charge shell, I believe. I'm not sure how hollow charge shells work, but it's a cool concept. Elephant now. Oh, that will certainly be a problem for the Comets. I don't think the Comets can fight an elephant frontally. Very few things can. And the northern flank of the Germans are actually starting to take some issues here. Because if that gunner gets killed, then the machine guns, the British could start moving up. Recce team could actually start moving out on the flank here to take a cheeky shot in. If the rifle sections and the captain doesn't kill him. Or the sextons, I guess. Yeah, sextons always work, I guess. So Germans have to consider whether they want to prioritize their defense as the British counterattack and secure some territory. Suddenly Muru has just opened up another flank, despite being one player. Russian pioneers are trying to be trained from the camp here. It's not going to be a good idea with all the firepower they are going to be under. That's one that Fallschirmjäger pioneer. Another Fallschirm pioneer popped out of the camp. They're going to get mowed down pretty quick. Cam actually got taken out there. Oh, there's a lot of shots there from the machine guns. And that's certainly that squad. Elephant moving up on the southern flank here. Comet is still down here, so that's probably why. So the Luftwaffe is also going to prepare a big push here with the officers to supplement. Jägers and Fallschirmjägers as well. And Elephant will be able to cover them against any Comet. Comet is going to try and launch a high explosive, I think, but the Elephant's going to take a shot.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Oh, and that's a dead Comet. Ammo cooked.
The enemy have knocked out a Comet tank.
Yeah, the Elephant is a pretty big deal. Elephant Ferdinand, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure who actually called it the Elephant. But Ferdinand is what is considered here in the game, so I imagine that's the German designation. I guess. But the British have secured basically the entire northern flank now. Because the Germans are not really doing anything to stop them. There's one Grenadier moving up there to intercept. Fallschirmjäger is moving up a little bit far. Gonna force them to pull back. I have to get mowed down anyway.
Our brave infantry is dying.
But the Elephant is not gonna be easy to deal with. But the Elephant does lack anti-infantry capabilities. It's designed to deal with tanks and nothing else really, so that's an important note. It only has, I believe, one machine gun. It only has one machine gun down here, and that's about it. If you can flank the Elephant, it's basically done for the most part. Of course, it has infantry support, which is going to make that a little bit more difficult. An Elephant is going to waste its shells on infantry? Okay. Actually, shoot your 88mm AP shells towards infantry and such. I'm sure that's not a waste of them.
Standing by.
It also doesn't have high explosive shells, by the way, on default. You actually have to upgrade it, but then it'll lose the heat shell. So it's like designed around dealing with vehicles. That is the Elephant's entire purpose.
One of our forward buildings.
As you would expect, it is an Elephant after all. Just a Comet. It's up here now. Texans are firing near it, probably to try and immobilize it. You know, the British are still threatening the northern flank here. That's a dead Grenadier squad, I'm pretty sure. Well, here comes the Comet. Doesn't penetrate, and that's another Comet gone.
The bunker has been improved with an MG-42.
I'm still surprised Moon is doing so well despite it being 2v1. I guess he kind of bled out the Fallschirmjägers a lot. Now the Ostdivision and the rest of the Luftwaffe is just pushing up here. I guess they just want to get to the British base and end this. 6 pounds is slowly taking shots in on the Elephant, but that's a very low chance to penetrate, except that one. Didn't do a lot of damage though, because it is a fairly low caliber compared to the Elephant's size. The Brits are gonna have a hard time dealing with this thing. As I've said several times. 25th Panzergrenadier is also nearby to just keep it alive. Double Panzer strike here on the Panzergrenadiers, so they're going to be very hard to flank up with tanks. Of course, I don't think the British have a lot of supplies for tanks anymore. But the British don't really have anything else. I guess the Saxons could try. Because I believe the Saxons can actually do direct fire. Yeah, they have been upgraded with AP shells. APCR to be specific. Which means they can actually serve as a tank destroyer, I believe, somewhat.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
By just loading in anti-tank shell, or armor-piercing shell, inside the 25-pounder. Which might be enough to deal with the front of an elephant, but I'm not sure. Luftwaffe is securing the munitions point though. But the British do hold bright to the entire northern flank here. They're not going to be starved for resources for a while. Oh, good shot. The 6 points are slowly chipping away at the elephant. But the British are losing a lot of squads because of this. And the Germans just keep pushing around. Oh, dude. Yeah, the Germans do know there's a sexton here, I think. And the sexton, unlike the priest, has no anti-safety capabilities, allowing them to panzerfaust safely. The priest has a 50 caliber on top, so he can actually deal with some infantry. That's a grenade.
HQ is under attack.
I don't think that would be a problem in Muru surrendering at this point, because I'm not sure Muru can come out of this if the Germans start pressing the base. Yeah, one big escape position is even out.
Has been destroyed.
So they're losing everything at the moment. Once this elephant is fully repaired, I believe they'll push up. Yes, Veterancy 3 Fallschirmjäger is the lead squads. As you would expect of them, they are pretty damn potent. That's why Fallschirmjägers are so potent. And they're even scavenging all the equipment they can so they can get more resources and deny to the British. They do get pushed back. And the British are trying to do their best. Another Comet is being called in, but I think it's just a little bit too late. I think a Churchill area earlier might actually have been a good call, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Moore was thinking doing it 1v2, but it's their call. I've actually enjoyed the match so far. I'm surprised how much Muro was able to do despite being alone. Held on for a long time, like about an hour actually. A little over an hour at this point. Which honestly surprises me. Then again, the Germans did not really push much on the northern flank, so that probably helped. Elephant trying to get some shots in on the base. If they take out this build, there will be no more 6-pounders. Looks like that will happen. Yep, no more 6-pounders for the British.
One of the buildings at HQ has been destroyed.
I think Muru's gonna bang on everything on that, on this Comet.
There's a Comet tank ready to go.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, you're right about that, MJP. I've been watching this for a little bit of a while now. Pretty long match. And BH is gonna send it. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, good to know a little bit of the backstory behind this this weird match. I think Muru can safely just surrender at this point, though. I suppose we'll see if the Comet will do anything. But the Germans keep pushing out. They're gonna try and completely surround the British base, I think. I'm honestly surprised Muru is still trying.
HQ is under attack.
Like that's just what happens with the machine gun, with the AT gun teams. They get mowed down in long range by the Fallschirmjägers here. In absolute seconds. And the base just slowly gets ripped apart. The Comet is moving out though. What's its plan? Putting a high explosive shell was wanting to kill something. Fallschirmjägers trying to move into the base, but the captain with the NG-42 is still holding on.
Enemies trying to take a point from us.
That's the captain himself.
HQ is under attack.
Oh, he's back here actually. Huh. Elephant is just slowly gonna drive in here. And the Elephant just slowly pushes up. Pierre hits, doesn't penetrate the front. It's a very hard front to penetrate. Artillery going in. Where's HQ taking hits now? Not gonna be long. And the Comet here is just gonna get hit by the 88 if it tries to flank.
Our HQ.
One more shot and that should be the end of it. Oh, one more shot after that actually. The Elephant's gonna fire the last shot now. There it goes. That was quite an intriguing match, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye bye.